Hi, in the previous video we had tried to create a simple blink LED with STM32 microcontroller and Arduino IDE. In this video I'm gonna work with the serial communication to send out the data for the monitoring purposes, and also I wanted to use Adafruit library for the communication between STM32 microcontroller and BME280 sensor. To work with the serial communication, I'm gonna use analog with serial example and I will modify accordingly. The important things is STM32 generic library is used user2 as a default serial port, which is required to map it according to our development board. For example, in my development board, USB to serial converter is connected to the user1, meaning PA10 and PA9. So that I have to map it to these pins. Since in this example I'm not using any analog port, I'm going to assign 500 to the sensor value, and also I'm going to change any object serial to serial 1. The program is ready. Let's test the program. As you can see here, the sensor value is printing every 1 second in the monitor window. In the second example, I'm going to test BME280 sensor, which is a temperature, humidity and pressure sensor. This sensor connected to the STM32 through I2C, and I'm going to make use of the Adafruit library to read the value from the sensor. First thing first, we need to install the library. Let's go to the library manager and search for BME280. You can find Adafruit library for this sensor. Let's open an example and modify the code. Since this library has been designed to work with either I2C or SPI, I'm going to remove the SPI part because my board is using I2C. Like the previous example, let's map the user to pins PA10 and PA9 since we will need to print the sensor value. The address of the sensor can be 76 or 77 hexadecimal with the STO pin configuration. If the pin pull up, address would be 77, or if the STO connect to the ground, the address would be 76. In my board, I'm using 77 as the address. For the sake of simplicity, let's remove unnecessary code and just read the temperature, humidity and pressure and print them out. As you can see here, the sensor value is printing to the output, temperature, humidity and pressure. Let me apply some heat with the lighter and see how the value of the sensor is going to be changed. As you can see here, when I apply the heat, the value of the sensor is increasing. That's great.